One of the biggest lies we tell ourselves during a life transition is this: I'm just waiting for more clarity. It sounds sensible, responsible. You don't want to make a huge decision too quickly. You don't want to regret it. So you wait. You tell yourself that eventually there'll be a moment where everything clicks into place. A conversation, a sign, a feeling of absolute certainty. Then you'll know what to do. But what if that's not actually what you're waiting for? Because when I think back to the biggest decisions I've ever made, I wasn't waiting for clarity. I already had that. I knew my relationship wasn't working. I knew the job wasn't right anymore. I knew I'd built a life that looked fine from the outside, but didn't feel like mine anymore. The clarity had been there for a long time. What I was waiting for was certainty. I wanted proof that leaving would lead to something better. I wanted someone to tell me I wasn't making a mistake. I wanted guarantees that if I let go of everything I'd built, I'd be happier on the other side. None of those guarantees came. And because I kept waiting for them, I stayed much longer than I needed to. Maybe you're doing something similar. Maybe you've been collecting evidence for months or years. You notice how exhausted you feel after work. You noticed how small you've become in your relationship. You notice that every Sunday fills you with dread. You notice yourself imagining a different life. Then something good happens. Your partner has a lovely day. Your boss finally says thank you. Life settles for a moment, and immediately you think, maybe I was overacting. Maybe it's actually okay. But then a few days later, the feeling comes back. That quiet voice saying, this can't be it. That cycle is exhausting. Not because you don't know, because you're trying to make uncertainty disappear before you allow yourself to move. This is something I see all the time. Women tell me they're confused, but when we slow everything down, they're not confused at all. They're standing between what they know and what they can't bear to act on. That's a very different place to be. In the threshold framework that I created, this is called the edge. It's the phase where you know something has to change, but your nervous system keeps asking for certainty before it will let you move. The problem is, certainty isn't usually part of the process. You don't get to see the whole staircase. You only get to see the next step. That's what makes it a threshold. The leap isn't something that happens once you've become fearless. The leap is part of becoming the person who trusts herself. So if you've been telling yourself you're waiting for clarity, I wonder if the truth is a little different. Maybe you've been clear for much longer than you're willing to admit. Maybe what you've been waiting for is certainty. And certainty may never come. But that doesn't mean